What's up, ladies and gents? Welcome to the next episode of Brian Wildcat's Wrestling Stars of the 2000s. In my first episode, I talked about Batista. Today in the second episode, I am going to talk about the master of the 5-second pose in tables, ladders and chairs. The rated R superstar, Edge. Edge has been one of the greatest stables during the Attitude Era, known as the Brood. He's also has been one of the greatest tag teams of the 21st century, known as Edge and Christian. At WrestleMania 2000, these three teams, ENC, the Hardys, and the Dudleys put their bodies on the floor in a triangle ladder match for the WWF Tag Team titles, with the Dudley Boys bringing out tables as the unofficial debut of TLC. At the end of the bout, Jeff Hardy goes Swanton Bomb onto Bubba Ray Dudley, off the ladder and through the table. And the ENC pushes Matt Hardy out of the way and through the table. And they made history of becoming the World Tag Team Champions for the very first time. Edge and Christian has been the goofiest, the most charismatic, the most decorated tag teams of the 21st century. At the summer of 2000 at SummerSlam, the three teams keeps this rivalry going in a first-ever tables, ladders, and chairs match for the WWF Tag Team Championships. They once again stole the show, just like WrestleMania. And this time, they retained their tag team gold. WrestleMania X7 is one of the most memorable WrestleManias of the 2000s. And one of the greatest WrestleManias during the Attitude Era. The graphics were great, the card was great, the stage was cool, the attendance were great, and no single bad match. And it has been one hell of a trilogy between Edge and Christian, the Hardy Boys and the Dudley Boys. These three teams ended their rivalry in TLC 2 for the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championships. Imagine recreating the scenes from this match, and what more can you ask for? And the spear was seen and heard around the world when Edge jumps off the ladder and spears Jeff Hardy. Edge and Christian went to separate ways to have single careers, but still on a tag team. Edge would defeat Kurt Angle to become the 2001 King of the Ring winner, and on the same night, Kurt Angle goes to war with Shane McMahon in a street fight. At SummerSlam, Edge defeated Lance Storm to become the Intercontinental Champion. He had a pretty good career as mid-carder. And jealousy was seized. Christian betrays Edge. At Unforgiven, Christian would become the WWF Intercontinental Champion. And the next night on Raw and backstage, Edge and Christian's mom had an accident, and Christian attacks him and joins the WCW/ECW alliance. At No Mercy, these two brothers go one-on-one with each other for the WWF Intercontinental Championship in a ladder match. And that match is a forgotten gem. It was amazing that Edge hits the one-man concerto to Christian on top of ladders and Christian nearly died. Just like when Christian betrayed Edge of giving him the one-man concerto. Edge would accomplish more championships like the WCW United States Championship, and he would have a forgotten shampoo commercial feud with Booker T. On March 25, 2002, WWE made history of splitting the brand into two, with the Best of Raw and the Best of SmackDown. Weeks since the 2002 WWE Draft, Edge and Kurt Angle would ignite the fire. On the episode of SmackDown in April of 2002, Edge shows pictures of Kurt, saying mean things on the back of the pictures is one of the most entertaining and hilarious moments in SmackDown history. Edge and Kurt Angle had a really good match together at Backlash. They once again stole the show at Judgment Day. These two men had forgotten gem matches together in 2002 and laid it on the line. And in the end, Edge shaved Kurt Angle's head bald and left him embarrassed. There are so many Edge 2002 matches you got to see. They're must see. On an episode of SmackDown in late September of 2002, Edge and Eddie Guerrero had Match of the Year candidate in a no disqualification match. SmackDown was entertaining to watch in 2002 for SmackDown 6. These men had awesome ladder moves to entertain the SmackDown audience like it's a ladder match. Since I said this, Edge's head and neck bounced when Eddie Sunset Flip powerbombed him off the top of the ladder to wow the SmackDown audience. In 2003, Edge broke his neck and he would take off TV time for 13 months. On March 22, 2004, Edge returned and has been drafted to Raw to make an impact. At Vengeance, Edge would capture his fifth and final Intercontinental Championship against Randy Orton. At SummerSlam, Edge would return home to Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and guess what? The fans turned on him and Edge gets booed. He was booed in his own hometown and in his own home country in Canada, and people despise Edge. Some people say that Edge is not World Championship material, he is still a mid-carder. Well, guess what? It was the first ever Money in the Bank ladder match. It was a fast and furious match. A match head-on car crashes, and these 6 men are trying to kill each other, climbing the ladder, trying to grab the briefcase and earn a world championship opportunity. And Edge proves the doubters and the critics wrong. He won the 2005 and first ever Money in the Bank ladder match and earned the right to be main event material. WrestleMania 17 made Edge a star. But WrestleMania 21 made him a bigger star when he won Money in the Bank. And yes, he'll have Lita manipulated to betray Kane in one manipulated relationship. And Matt Hardy returns to make Edge suffer for stealing his girlfriend. It was on-screen real life, and yeah, Edge ruined Matt Hardy's dream of one day having a family, and Matt just wanted to kill Edge because he was betrayed by Lita. Edge and Matt Hardy had an awesome street fight on an episode of Raw, and the highlight of the end of the night is when Matt Hardy hits the side effect to Edge off the stage and through the electrical wires. It was one of the best matches of Matt Hardy's career, of working with Edge when it comes to a steel cage match. The highlight of the bout is when Matt Hardy drops the leg drop off the top of the 20-foot-high steel cage onto Edge. Edge put this rivalry to sleep when he sent Matt Hardy packing to SmackDown. And he will be one of the WWE's most despited superstars in the world. End of the era. One moment changes everything in sports entertainment. As Edge's music hit, and he's shown up to cash in the Money in the Bank contract since Vince McMahon announcing that Edge would cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase on John Cena. Edge hits 2 spears on John Cena to become the new WWE Champion. To start an awesome rivalry with John Cena. John Cena and the WWE Universe never saw this coming. Since Edge became the WWE Champion, proving the doubters wrong, he helped making Monday Night Raw become the #1 flagship show in history. From the cash-in, to a live sex celebration, to working with Ric Flair in TLC match. He made Raw have high ratings as champion. Sadly, Edge had to be a transitional champion of dropping the championship back to John Cena. But he had a great year so far in 2006.